So, present day World of Warcraft, basically, right now, I mean, present day, like, Warcraft revolves around Arthas, basically. Everything has moved up to Northrend. Even Dalaran, like, its whole city has moved to Northrend, I think, right? Again, I haven't played the game, but everything I've read, like, it's not this purple bubble over there in Tristful Glades anymore. It's like a city you can go in Dalaran, in Northrend. So, like, obviously, and you guys know, Arthas has changed present day so much. I mean, he's the main antagonist right now. But as for everything else, the Undead City, the Undercity, is under Capital City. That is the castle, the ruined castle that you go through before you go to the Undercity, is where Tyrannus Menethil used to be king. It's where Arthas stabbed his father. And that's the coolest part about it. I remember, this is still probably my favorite moment in World of Warcraft, is when I played a paladin, of course, because Uther is my favorite character, and I just wanted to be a holy defender of the weak with my awesome hammer. I played a paladin. Eventually I wanted to see what the other cities look like, so I made an undead character, I made an orc character, to see all the other cities on the Horde side too, just to see what they look like. And I went to the Undercity, and it blew my mind how awesome it was to walk in the Undercity, because you have to walk through the hall that I described earlier, where everyone was cheering during this awesome cutscene where Arthas is in the hood, and he's walking and rose petals are falling on him. You have to walk through that. I was like, and I looked around, and as I'm walking through it, and this is why World of Warcraft is so cool, I'm looking around, I was like, this is where it happened. This is where all the rose petals fell, and I'm picturing Arthas, like, with the rose petal, and I'm like, holy shit. And you keep walking, and then you see these huge doors that Arthas walked in. He slammed them open and just walked in. And I was like, and it's a copy. If you look at the cutscene and then you walk in there, it's this round room and there's a throne. And I was like, oh my god, this is where it happened. This is where Arthas killed his father. And I'm picturing it in my head. And I'm like, there was guards here, Arthas knelt down right here. He walked up the steps and stabbed his fucking dad. And I was like, this is where it happened. And like, it was so cool just to see that. And that's why I liked World of Warcraft so much, is because this story that I knew from playing Warcraft 3, and then eventually from World of Warcraft and from reading all the books, like just in the manual for Warcraft 3 itself has all this lore, and then in the manual for World of Warcraft has all this lore, and that's when I first got into it, before I read any of these novels. And then you just go on websites and you read the backgrounds of every character, and there's stuff written by Blizzard themselves about the troll, the history of the trolls, and just all this lore. So after reading all that, like, this is why I liked World of Warcraft, is because you can see and you can physically visit all these places that you read about and all this lore. And this is where it was. So, there you go. The Undercity is under this place where Arthas used to rule. But of course, now it's just riddled with undead. Because of what happened. Because of Arthas, his undead army parading around the land, killing everything. It's not the kingdom it was when Arthas was a boy. And that's why it is how it is. And Sylvanas, of course. This is why Sylvanas is Sylvanas. It's because of what Arthas did. Arthas turned her into the Banshee Queen. She's undead. And she's one of the coolest characters too because of this. And she hates Arthas with a passion. And but she became sort of a hero to all the other undead that was under Arthas' control, and to this day. And that was a cool thing when you started being an undead character. You just kind of woke up in a grave and you were like, what the hell is going on? And then another, like an NPC had to explain it to you. Like, oh hey, welcome to the world. You've become undead because of whatever reason. But we're not the crazy, psycho, murderous people that you think we are. We're not Arthas' undead. We're a free-thinking undead. We have a queen. Her name's Sylvanas. And Sylvanas became this kind of hero for all these lost souls who become undead. So that's why undead is such a cool race, and they have such a cool history. You wake up undead, and you have a queen, Sylvanas, who is a free thinker, and you are a free thinker, and you have a kingdom because of Sylvanas Windrunner, and she's your queen. So that's who Sylvanas is, and she was hugely affected by this, and that's hugely affects World of Warcraft today. What else? Oh, that's another cool thing. Like, and I haven't seen it because I haven't played since these expansion packs came out, since the Burning Sage expansion pack came out. But when it did, and the Blood Elves had a starting position and had a main city, there's this huge dead scar that runs down the whole thing. And I've seen pictures of it and stuff, but I haven't seen it because I haven't played the game since this has come out. But that huge dead scar is the path of the damned. That's the path that Arthas and his huge army took when he ransacked Quil Thalas. When he took down that city, his pack of undead left this dead land, just left it all there, and so there's this huge patch of dead, and it's still there to this day, and undead still hang out there, and from what I read, and that's what that is. If you're wondering, you're in this beautiful forest, the forest that surrounds, the Blood Elf City, but there's this tainted scar through the middle of it, and it's because of Arthas. So that's kind of cool. What else? Uther's dead, obviously. All these people are dead. Uther's tomb is still there. You can visit Uther's tomb. And I think you can do it on like the Hallows Eve festival, or whatever it's called. Is you visit his tomb and leave a candle there or whatever. Obviously, Jaina lives over there in Minethil Harbor, or she did when I played. I think she's probably in Northern now, fighting the Lich King. So all this stuff happened because of Arthas and because of the Third War. All this fallout from it. What else? Oh, here's what I was saying about... I just recently read this because, again, I haven't played the game. But apparently Myrddin wasn't dead. Like, he woke up and he had amnesia, and a bunch of ice dwarves that live in Northrend found him, and he became the king of the ice dwarves. And you'll find this out if you play the game, I guess. This is all, like, just what I've read on the internet. And he eventually found Bran Bronzebeard and Magni Bronzebeard, which is... Magni's the king of Ironforge, and Bran is the head of the Explorers League. Those are his brothers, Myrddin's brothers. So when Myrddin got impaled with a shard of ice, he didn't die. But he had amnesia. But when he found his brothers, he got it all back. So now Myrddin has joined against the crusade against Arthas. So that's kind of cool. He's still alive, actually, is what they're saying. And he's going to join you guys when you go and try to fight Arthas. So basically, that's like present day. Warcraft is 100% Arthas. He's there, and he's launched a new attack, and I think that happened during the attack on the gates, like during when the expansion pack first came out. Is he launched like undead attacks on the major cities, on Orgrimmar and Stormwind. From what I've read, again, I don't play the game, but so that was like a huge thing, and that's what Arthas has been doing this whole time. What's Arthas been doing? Like since I played the Frozen Throne, and since I've been playing Warcraft and been following the lore, since I played Warcraft and I've been following the lore this whole time, what's going on with Arthas? And it's happening right now, and that's why it's so exciting. And there's this book that came out, and I was so happy to read it. And I'm still trying to follow the lore, trying to keep up with it. So if any of my really recent information is wrong, I'm sorry. And you can correct me in the comments if you want. And please let me know, because I want to know as much as I can. I try to read as much as I can on the internet. I know you guys haven't fought Arthas yet, and that's why I thought that he might turn good. But he's eventually going to be the boss of like the Ice Crown Citadel dungeon or whatever. But they don't want to do it now. They don't want to do it too quick because they're playing out this huge storyline, which is awesome. All the stuff that's happening in Northrend, and they're doing a lot of other things with it, like a lot of the dragon aspects related stuff. Like I know, who's there? Alexstrasza, like the red dragon flight is there. Like all the dragon flights are there, and Ronan, he's the head of Kirin Tor. Like I don't know if I know who he is from books, but that guy was originated in books. This book, shit, I don't have it here right now. Day of the Dragon. This guy Ronan, that's where he was from. He was written in books, but now he's like the head of the Kirin Tor. Like they've written him into the thing. So in Dalaran, this guy Ronan, who's like the head mage, he's from these books that I know, and he has to do with all the dragon blights and stuff. And he was also went back in time to fight in the War of the Ancients, the first coming of the Burning Legion. Now he's the head of the Kirin Tor. All this stuff is happening in Northrend against Arthas, and that's basically what's happening today. So I don't know. I guess I'm gonna end it. This was mega long. I'm gonna try to edit a bunch of the uhs and stuff that I did, and try to edit the boring parts so the pacing is better. But I know I talked for way too long. But that was it. That was Arthas Warcraft Lore 101 Arthas. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. If you like the 101s, there's a couple more. One on Medivh, one on Thrall, one on the Rise of the Horde, and it has the Origin of the Draenei in it, the Origin of the Orcish Horde. So yeah, that was Warcraft Lore 101 Arthas, the Lich King, the one and only, him alone. He's the Lich King. If you liked it, check out the rest of my channel. It's mostly more video game related. It's probably the least video game related thing I do on the channel is these Warcraft 101s, but I have Let's Plays of other things, reviews of games. Thank you very much. Comment, rate, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time, the next 101. Thank you. Have a good day.